Well, to begin this week's transfer talk, I want to talk about Arsenal and their need for a striker. There's no Lacazette. Aubameyang's long gone. They've had Eddie Nketiah there towards the end of the season who did okay. But a guy who's been linked with them, Stevie Nicol, Victor Osimhen. Now, he's done really well at Napoli. He's fast. He's powerful. Would he suit the Arsenal style of play?
Well, I think we're talking about a guy in Osimhen that would suit most teams on the planet. The guy is a pure striker. He's got a great football brain. And regardless of how you want to play the game, I don't think he would have any problem fitting in anywhere, whether it's Arsenal or anywhere else. So for Arsenal, this would be a great signing. It would be a huge signing. It would also be an expensive signing. For me, the question would be, would Osimhen want to go to Arsenal? I'm not so sure he would.
When it's this type of class player, when they're talking about their next move with their representative, how important is Champions League for them? Does it matter the size of the club if they're not in the Champions League?
Well, I guess they're pretty much 99 times out of 100. Or I guess the first question you're asking is, okay, where is this team at? You know, is this team at the top of the league? Are they fighting for Champions League? Are they fighting to trying to get in Champions League? Are we looking at Europa? You know, so you're looking at all these different answers basically to where a club is. Yes, of course, the history and the stature of the club does make a difference, which is why I brought up Man United. But generally, you know, somebody of his quality has to be playing at the highest level, and that is the Champions League.
Calvin Phillips of Manchester City, would he make better in that position?
I'm not sure better's the right word. I would say that he will absolutely do the job that Fernandinho's done for almost a decade. And by the way, that was a pretty good job. So Calvin Phillips and Manchester City, the same team, and a bad one for everybody else in the league, because the fact that Fernandinho's gone means there's a little hole there, there's a little gap that needs to be filled. Ferran and Phillips, in my opinion, could. And if City do get him, then they've just filled that hole, basically.
Stevie, when you look at the Manchester City squad, and if Pep Guardiola is going for two real top quality players for each position, which position do you think he's looking at to perhaps add, whether it's a Calvin Phillips or someone else to challenge for a spot in the first team?
Well, that defensive midfielder would be it. Listen, I think centre forward before the end of last season was clearly, certainly in my mind, a position they had to fill, and they've done that. And boy, have they done it! Haaland, my goodness, probably the most sought after centre forward on the planet. And he goes to City. Then it's the middle of the park. We've spoken about Calvin Phillips. If he can sign him and fill that hole as well. But I would also suggest that, you know, there's question marks over Stones and Laporte for me. I would suggest that Stones and Diaz are the best partnership. But if I was Pep, and I'm always looking to strengthen, then that's where I would be looking at now. Central defence, there's not that many good ones around. But if I was Pep, that's where my two priorities are: centre midfield and centre back.
If we were to cross Manchester to Old Trafford, I'm sure there may be more requirements, more needs to get the strength of squads that the new coach Erik ten Hag is hoping for. Marco Asensio is someone who's been linked with Manchester United. What do you make of that speculation?
I don't understand it at all. I don't get it. I don't see Marcos Asensio as a world-class player. I don't. He's been in and out of Real Madrid for, it seems, forever. Has never been able to batten down a place. Yes, you can see, well, it's Real Madrid, but the fact is that he hasn't been consistent whenever he's played. And Manchester United, if nothing else, need players that are consistent and certainly at a very high level. And I don't think that anybody can turn around right now and say that Marcos Asensio is the guy who's going to fulfill those needs. A world-class player who's very consistent at a high level. that is not. I think about
If you're Asensio or his representative, would you rather be a decent part of a Real Madrid squad defending Champions League champions, or somewhere like my mentioned to be there, they still have that pool as one of the world's biggest clubs? What would you advise Asensio to do? Stay where you are, fight for your place, try and get regular game time at Real Madrid, albeit not as one of the stars, or go and be a big fish in a big pond?
a lot of this is down to the makeup of Asensio himself. You know, if he's happy to stay in Real Madrid and come off the bench, then do that. You know, if you're a normal player, in my opinion, with ambition, then you want to be playing regularly, and that means that you don't stay somewhere where you're going to be sitting on the bench. You know, these are personal choices as much as anything. You know, he will be linked with good clubs. I'm not suggesting the best clubs, but good clubs. And so it's up to him. It really is a personal choice. My personal opinion for myself would be, I don't want to be sitting on my backside. Listen, you're a long time finished as a professional footballer. And when you are a professional footballer, you want to be playing, not sitting on your backside. So this is a personal choice, and I think Asensio should go, but he has to go somewhere where he's going to play. No point in him going to Man United either if he gets that choice, if he's not going to play. So he has to go and play somewhere.
Final one for this week's transfer talk is a player who I was very impressed with last season in the Premier League. And he's one of these players, Stevie, who no one really speaks too much about. He's not at a glamorous club, but Yves Bissouma has been linked with a move to Spurs. He's a quality player. There's no doubt about that. Would he fit in at Spurs?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think to me, he's a step up from Højbjerg. Højbjerg does a good job, but he's a grafter. He gets the ball. He doesn't do particularly anything going forward. And Bissouma does a little bit more going forward. He can do every single thing that Højbjerg does and probably does it better. I think he's a better passer of the ball as well. And so him and Betancourt in the middle of that part would be a good combination. You kind of got Beauty and the Beast, because Bissouma is a beast. He goes and he wins the ball, and then he will be able to play passes forward that will get Kane and Son and whoever the third part of the wheel would be. So yeah, I like Bissouma. I was talking about consistency earlier. This guy's consistent. I mean, just never drops below a certain level in quality. So yeah, I think this is a good signing for Spurs, and it would be if they get it done.
Because stability is the key there, isn't it? They've got Antonio Conte in. He's not coming in and starting from scratch. He's got his formation. He knows how it works. He signed Ivan Perisic as well. So there's probably going to be more quality than quantity that Antonio Conte's looking for. And Bissouma, if he were to join, I don't think he would be the last one that they would get. What else do you think Spurs need this summer transfer window, position-wise?
Well, it looks like right now they're in the middle of getting it. Well, I think they absolutely need, and that's another a proper centre-back. You know, Bastoni, again, is a player that Conte knows. He's a player that would be an upgrade at centre-back. I don't think Eric Dyer is the answer. I don't think he's ever been the answer at centre-back. I think Romero, we would see a better version of Romero with somebody like Bastoni next to him. So right now, I believe they're working on that. I think that would be a big signing. Obviously, going forward, they're solid. We're talking about Bissouma and Betancourt in the middle. So at the back, if they can get Bastoni next to Romero, then I think that would be a good partnership. So yeah, centre-back, and it looks like they're trying to do that.
Yeah, I think your dog approves that they need a centre-back as well, Stevie.
He's no daft, my dog.
Good old Haggis.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.